Welcome to the technical demonstration of the LifeWatch ERIC Tesseract Virtual Research Environment EGI NIST workflows. We are going to start exploring the system by logging in. We type our LifeWatch EU user and the password. Once logged in, we get into the dashboard. In the dashboard, we can see Tesseract Beta. When clicking, it will open the EGI NIST workflows in a new tab. Once the page is loaded, we see the main layout. On the top right, we can find the user menu with the user account and the link to log out of the system. The first content that is displayed to the user is the personal space. This is an overview of all the data that the user has access to. And on the left, we have a list of all the workflows that this user has access to. This user has previously requested access to these workflows. Even though the workflows can consist of many different tools, all of them have two common elements. One of them is the dashboard button, and the other is the Run New Workflow button. Besides getting an overview of all the files that has been shared with the user can also edit, upload or delete files and folders that are in their personal space. The dashboard button of all the workflows is the place where the user can find the overview state of all the workflows that has been run previously or that are running currently. In the Run New Workflow button, you can execute a new experiment. To run a new crustaceans functional biogeography workflow, we go to the left menu and find the right section. Under Crustaceans Functional Biogeography, we press Run New Workflow. Again, the first piece of information displayed to the user is a static diagram of the workflow. As in the previous example, the user introduces a workflow description to identify the experiment. Next, the user is asked to introduce the biological data on CN stable isotopes. Followed by the trophic position data. The last step is to press Create New Workflow. The process of the execution of the workflow can be displayed in detailed information. Finally, the result of the last step of the workflow can be downloaded. An additional tool has been developed for this workflow. It allows to the user to manually validate the samples that come from the algorithm of this workflow. To see how the tool looks like, the user can go to the left menu and click on Geographical Validation. The Geographical Validation tool is designed to efficiently visualize all the samples that have been input by the user for this workflow, and to filter in or out all the samples that the user considers valid or invalid. To do so, the user can visualize all the samples displayed on a map. At the bottom, there is a table containing all the information of the sample, such as the data that was collected and the description of it. To help the user with the visualization of the samples, this tool can be made full screen. Also, the different sections can be expanded and collapsed. The map has a built-in functionality to allow the user to zoom in a specific area by selecting it using the mouse. The user can mark a specific sample as valid or invalid using different tools. The first method is done by selecting one or multiple samples to validate, and then selecting the toolbar on the right to specify whether or not the selected samples are valid. The second option involves exploring the table of samples. A specific sample can be located on the map by clicking on the Select on Map button. The user can mark whether a sample is valid by clicking on the corresponding checkbox. Once all the manual filtering has been completed and the user has made sure that all the data has been reviewed, the Continue the Workflow Execution button at the top of the page can be clicked on. During the development process of all these tools, reusability has been taken into account. This allows us to reuse the components that we already have been building and create tools of the future. For instance, this is an improved version of the Workflow Studio. Here, scientists will be able to select different components from various workflows and create their own workflows